You're watching Let the Qur'an Speak. I'm Sophia, your host. Few topics spark as much conversation and misunderstanding in the Muslim community as what Muslim women are expected to wear. We're going to be looking at a verse that discusses Muslim women's wear. With me is Dr. Shabir, and this is part of our Misunderstood Quranic Verses series. Dr. Shabir, the verse is from chapter 24, verse 31, and it goes like this. And tell the believing women to lower their gaze, to guard their chastity, and not to display their beauty beyond what appears thereof. They should draw their veils over their chests, and not display their beauty except to their husbands, fathers, fathers-in-law, sons, stepsons, brothers, the sons of their sisters, female relatives, those in their charge, male servants devoid of sexual desires, and children who are unaware of women's nakedness. They shouldn't stamp their feet to draw attention to their hidden beauty. O believers, turn to God in repentance, so you may succeed. This is the Talal Itani translation of the Qur'an, Dr. Shabir. Maybe you can tell us the Arabic and let us know how it relates to Muslim women's dress.
Yeah, so the Arabic says, وَكُلِّ الْمُؤْمِنَاتِ يَغْضُضْنَ مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِنَّ وَيَحْفَظْنَ فُرُوجَهُنَّ وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنَّ إِلَّا. It's a long one, so
Yes.
I'll just cut it short.
Okay, so what are the key parts?
Yeah, so the key parts, yes. Tell the believing women, and the and here follows from the previous verse, because in the previous verse, I think that's worth mentioning, it says, tell the believing men that they should lower their gazes and guard their private parts. That is better for them. Inna Allah khabirun bima yasna'un. And God is aware of what they're devising. So we get the sense here that, first of all, men are being addressed. They're told to lower their gazes. You might ask, well, why? If the common misperception is that women have to be locked away, totally hidden, cannot be seen, well, then why would men need to lower their gazes? They would only need to lower their gazes because there is something to be seen that would not be appropriate to gaze at, and so they should lower. And then it says, min absarihim, some of their gazes. That means it's not men don't have to shut their eyes altogether. But, in a reasonable way, you're going about in society, you will see and interact with women. They will not be totally covered. And you can see them, but don't stare, right? So you lower your gaze after some initial interaction. You identify the person you know you're talking to, and so on. And then, of course, you don't keep staring. And then God knows what you're devising, which means that, human beings are as they are. No matter what precautions you take, no matter what strictures and so on, somebody will be devising something, right? Plotting and planning some kind of tryst or something like this. So God knows all about that. So God accepts human beings as they are. It's we who do not accept the fact that we're human beings, and we try to, straitjacket everything. Now, coming to the verse in question, verse number 31, so that's the and that I was explaining. So after God finished talking to the men, now he's talking to the women, and in particular is asking women to, take reasonable steps to promote decency in society, especially protection and safety for themselves as persons. So what does it say? Tell the women also that they're to lower their gazes and guard their private parts, and also let them not reveal their zina. Now, the zina in Arabic, and even in my previous explanations, I followed the classical commentators in saying the zina could be either the intrinsic beauty or extrinsic. So either the woman's own physical beauty or the ornaments that she adorns herself with. Now, as I thought about it more and read the commentaries even further and looked at various mentions of the word zina in the Qur'an and derivatives of the word zina, I see that it really means extrinsic beauty. It's the adornments, the decorations, either the jewelry or other ways in which women adorn themselves. But why does the Quran mention it this way? Because what's the problem with the jewelry? Like if a woman is wearing a bracelet, what difference does it make? Like if she puts the bracelet on her vanity, is that that's something that is going to be enticing for anyone to look at? Is that a problem looking at the bracelet? So it must be that the Quran is in a polite way here saying, the areas on which you have the ornaments, these areas should not be exposed, the areas of the body. But it's saying ornaments. So it's just a technical thing in that the commentaries tended to take it in a different way. They tended to think that, it means the intrinsic beauty So the woman is not supposed to show her skin.
So it ends up that a woman covers herself entirely and restricts herself so much that she can't really participate in society at all, right?
So it seems to me that what the verse is saying, the word zina in the Quran always means something additional, like something that is brought forth for human beings. For example, like in the 7th chapter of the Quran, "Kul man harrama zinatallahi allati akhraja li'ibadihi." Who is going to or who dares to prohibit the decorations or the ornaments which God has brought forth for his servants. So it's something extrinsic.
It's probably something like out of the ordinary, right? It's something that is not typically seen in society.
It may be typically seen, but let me go further. Okay. So in the verse itself, later on, it says, وَلَا يَضْرِبْنَ بِأَرْجُلِهِنَّ لِيُعْلَمَ مَا يُخْفِينَ مِنْ زِينَتِهِنَّ. And let them not stamp their feet so that whatever ornaments they're hiding will become known. So the commentator is correctly seems to say here, it seems that they're correct in saying that the women at the time used to wear some jingling anklets, and then some would stamp their feet so that the jingle would be heard, and that would, of course, attract the attention of men. And the women are being told, don't do this, right? So now we have mention of the ornaments that they are usually keeping hidden. In contrast with that, at the beginning of this verse, which we already mentioned, it says, let them not reveal their ornaments. So translators typically render this, let them not reveal of their beauty except that which normally appears. So that except what normally appears, it translates illa ma dhahara minha, except what normally appears, except what is apparent of it. So that means at the beginning of the verse, there's a mention of those ornaments which are normally open, and but at the end of the verse, those ornaments which are normally kept hidden. Right? So we have two types of ornaments here, those which are normally apparent and those which are normally kept hidden. So that means it is, the verse is saying that which you normally have apparent, that's fine, but don't reveal more than this. And that means that it is tied to the customs at the time. What ornaments you keep hidden, what ornaments you normally expose. So what you normally expose is fine. So that means that the Quran is not prescribing something new here. It is actually just simply putting a rubber stamp on this on the status quo, meaning what is known to be like a reasonable and decent behavior, except that is saying now about the khimar. And the khimar is usually a head cover. And the Quran is saying, let them draw the head covers over their chests and not reveal of their ornaments, meaning their hidden ornaments, except to
certain people,
people.
Categories of people.
And the commentators say that at the time, women were drawing their head covers behind their shoulders and thus revealing too much of their chest area. And the Quran was simply saying to them, bring the ends of your khimar, of your head cover, towards the front so that you cover the chest area. So there's much more to be discussed about this verse, but if we are to conclude on this point, we can say that in a simple way, the Quran is, on the one hand, endorsing some of the status quo at the time, and at the same time making improvements to what people were already doing. It's not giving like a whole new prescription of these are, the 8 rules that govern a Muslim woman's dress, as we might find in many classical books of Islamic jurisprudence.
So do you think that the Quran is prescribing for women to cover their hair or their head?
The verse does not clearly mention that. It mentions the head cover, but we should distinguish clearly between the command to put on a head cover and the command to use the head cover to cover the chest area. So only the latter is clearly stated in the verse. The verse is mentioning the head cover, but not clearly stating that you must have a head cover. It's saying use the head cover to cover the chest. So if a woman were to cover the chest by the head cover but not actually wear it on her head, would she be still fulfilling the Quranic mandate? This to me is an open question. One can interpret it both ways. At least we can say that this was a practice of the Muslim women from a long time, and this has become almost a symbol of the Islamic practice. So a woman would do well to have a head cover. And of course, if you had the head cover on your head, then no questions asked, because it's no on either interpretation, you're doing fine. You didn't violate anything. But if one is pressed by circumstances and realities of the time and place in which one lives, and one says, well, I interpret this verse sincerely to mean that it's not a clear indication that I have to have a head cover on my head, then I would say that seems to fit within the scope of interpretation of this verse, and Allah knows best.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you, Dr. Shabir.
You're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Muslim Media Hub, the new home of Let the Qur'an Speak.
Here we spread positivity and good. We help people experience the beauty of Islam and help them appreciate and understand Muslims.
This beautiful building we purchased at cost $2.3 million.
Yeah, we've already raised a third of that money, and with your help, inshallah, we can pay off the rest.
So we're looking for people who can give $1,000 each. If you can be part of the select group, that's amazing.
Otherwise, just please give whatever you can. Every dollar counts.
It's our collective responsibility to share the message of Islam with our fellow human beings. Please help us continue this good work.
It's a sadaqah jariyah, something that will continue to be a benefit to the Muslim community long after Safiya and I are gone.
Please support our work at muslimmediahub.com.
Your support is zakat eligible and tax deductible.
May Allah bless you and your loved ones today and always. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.